Hi guys. This is my video about the Tampa Bay Rays, their successful season, the way baseball's given us something to cheer for. Um, the Tampa Bay Rays are so absolutely electric. If you're not paying attention to the Rays, then you should start. Let me go around the horn. First base, you got, G-Man Choi, sometimes Mike Brasso. Second base, you have not Joey Wendell, I'm sorry, Brandon Lau. Shortstop, Willie Adames. Third base, Mike Brasso and Joey Wendell. Left field, you've got Arozarena. Center field, Kiermaier. Right field, Manuel Margot. I'm missing a bunch of people. Catcher, you've got Mike Zunino. Pitchers, you've got Charlie Morton, Blake Snell. Who am I missing here? Tyler Glasnow, Pete Fairbanks, Chaz Rowe. These are not just names, these are highly talented people. And this team there's Yandy Diaz right there. There's another person I met. Austin Meadows is another person I just forgot. Of course, Nick Anderson, who was throwing a lot of fastballs, disapproved. And Diego Castillo, Jose Alvarado, the two twin brothers. It's kind of a joke. They're not twin brothers, but Jose Alvarado and Diego Castillo look a lot alike. And shout out to Tristino, because Tristino, one of my online friends, when we play online baseball together, we use Tampa Bay Stadium a lot, and we just really enjoy it. This team, if you do the math on what the Dodgers have spent over the last 8 years to get those 8 divisions, they have spent $1.8 billion in payroll. $1.8 billion. And Tampa, on the other hand, in the last 8 years, has spent about half a billion. Half a billion versus 1.8 billion. That's absolutely crazy. Just let that number sink in. Tampa Bay over the last 8 years has spent about $500 million in payroll. And over the last 8 years, the Los Angeles Dodgers have spent almost $2 billion in payroll. There's my glamour shot of Clayton Kershaw. I thought it was funny. Here's what Randy Arozarena makes: $555,000. Could be debated that he's the most electric player right now. And he's also become my second favorite player, with all respect to everybody else in the league, because of his charm, the way he plays. Like, he really appreciates the game. Like, he appreciates the opportunity. He doesn't have this victim mentality where Mookie Betts, not to pick on Mookie anymore, Mookie Betts makes $352 million over the next 10 years, but he still complains and belly aches that he's been slighted by the world around him. I would love to have a hundredth of what Mookie Betts has, a hundredth. And I would be so grateful for that opportunity. I just don't get it. If anybody gets why Mookie Betts complains, let me know. But Mookie Betts in America, I'm going to paraphrase. I could go on and on about this, but in America, give me you're tired, you're hungry, and you're poor. This country has brought in everybody in Major League Baseball in the country from all over the world, and they had to survive for a while. And then after a generation, they thrive. And so the mentality, if you're from another country, XYZ, Japan, Philippines, wherever, and you arrive to this country, you can see that Randy Arozarena, for example, sees the opportunity. That's why he wanted to come here. Other people that are actually from here are the ones complaining. It's a paradox. It's a contradiction. How do people that are from here complain that they don't have the opportunity? They don't see it. It's just easier to complain and have that victim mentality. Believe me, there's nothing to complain about here. Let's go back to the Tampa Bay Rays now that I've got off on my tangent, which I went off on a tangent on another video and I deleted it because I was on a tangent for about 10 minutes. This time I was only on a tangent for 1 minute. There's Joey Wendell right there. Anyway, my shout out to the Tampa Bay Rays. Let me just give a shout out to Mike Zunino, Randy Arozarena, Kevin Kiermaier, Manuel Margot, Austin Meadows, Mike Brasso, Joey Wendell, Willie Adames struggled, but people that follow the Rays know Adames this year, he's the glue of the team. He was just struggling. He is the complete centerpiece of that infield. Joey Wendell, fantastic contact hitter. Back to him. Brandon Lau, people that watch the Rays, we all know that Brandon Lau has massive power. I saw a game where he walked off earlier this year at the Trop to right field. He's a complete player. Let's go to the bullpen. Nick Anderson struggled, but he's really good. Throws too many fastballs in the World Series. Nick Anderson, Chaz Rowe, Pete Fairbanks, Jose Alvarado, Diego Castillo. These guys, top to bottom, have filled in all the holes with this tiny budget. And every single player they had to figure out the budget on. And so there's G-Man Choi right there. That's a player I missed. There's Yandy Diaz, another player I missed. Sorry about that. Mike Brasso right there. These guys gave us the most electric season. Most of the, not all, but most of the brilliant moments, the absolute brilliant moments this year came from the Tampa Bay Rays. Beyond that, there were so many brilliant moments. But to see Mike Brasso almost get hit by Chapman, and then the very next game come back with 2 home runs, including a home run in the first at-bat in the regular season, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And to see him get the ultimate revenge on Chapman in the playoffs and knock the Yankees out with one swing in a beautiful 10 or 11 pitch at bat, beautiful. There's Garrett Cole. Don't miss him. Don't want him back. There's Willie Adames right there. There's Brandon Lau right there. Anyway, as you can see on one of the stats as it passes by, I wanted to make clear that, Randy Arozarena, I believe he didn't have 27. I think he had 28 hits, the most ever in the playoffs. Of course, the playoffs only started in 1969. That's why you see somebody like Babe Ruth not on that list. Babe Ruth, it's a little bit awkward, but you guys should look at his stats. His first 3 I'll paraphrase. His first 3 World Series, he was a pitcher. Then I think in 1921-22, they lost to the Giants and struggled. 1923 is when they finally came around. And then after 23, I think in 27 and 32-33, stuff like that, the Yankees swept those series. So Babe Ruth just didn't really play in a lot of postseason games. I think he only played in like 33 postseason games, where some of these guys, even in this series, they played in almost like whatever, XYZ, 20 or 21 postseason games just in 1 year. But Babe Ruth, I believe, only played in 33 postseason games. So it was a completely different, and you're like, how does he have 7 rings? And that's because I think in 1915, in one of his rings, I don't think he barely even participated, but as a reliever. So you have to kind of look at the body of work of Babe Ruth. But let's get back to the Tampa Bay Rays. The Tampa Bay Rays, that Manuel Margot moment trying to steal home in the World Series, the Randy Arozarena moment where he's coming around third from the Brett Phillips hit with the walk-off. This team is so electric, and they're not going anywhere. And let me explain why. Because their administration is wicked smart. Let me give you one example. And shout out to Tristino, who likes the Tampa Bay Rays too. And also he likes playing in the Trop with me on the video game. So shout out to Tristino. And Tristino, I already messaged him this, but here's for you guys, is that the Tampa Bay Rays completely fleeced the San Diego Padres with the Tommy Pham trade. When Tommy Pham left, I was upset. But they got fleeced because in return, they got Hunter Renfroe and they got Manuel Margot. Completely fleeced on salary. These guys are doing trades that you just, if you look at Randy Arozarena, didn't Randy Arozarena come from the Cardinals? And then I think, was it Austin Meadows came from the Pirates? The Pirates allow themselves to get fleeced all day long. Charlie Morton originally was a Pirate, then an Astro, then a Ray. So these guys are completely fleecing teams in trades. And to have every single position with that budget, from the bullpen to the closer to the starting rotation to the outfield, the infield, the catchers, to have it, and even the bench. Because if you look at the backup for Joey Wendell is Mike Brasso. Third in line is Yandy Diaz. That's not a bad 1, 2, 3 at the third base position. So you can see, even though I got on kind of the political rant for about a minute, I'm going to talk about baseball specifics. But really, here it is right here. 25 hits by Jose Altuve in 2019. One other thing I want to mention before I go, besides the fact that, let me just make it crystal clear, the Tampa Bay Rays aren't going anywhere. I did put Manuel Margot on the San Diego uniform on purpose so then you can see sometimes where these guys came from. There's G-Man Choi hitting against Garrett Cole. I want you to see where they came from to get to the Rays. I want to make one more point is that the starting rotation for the Rays is excellent. I've been saying for a couple years now they have the best big three. So, they unfortunately, Tyler Glasnow just wasn't himself. I'm kind of surprised because he was lights out until the World Series. And that's a testament to the Dodgers hitters because Justin Turner and Corey Seager completely went off for a couple of games. One other thing I want to mention is I was very happy that Cody Belliacre only batted .136, a 136 in the World Series. So he proved exactly what I've been saying about him all along. Anyway, that's my video, and take care.